And we're back wearing the same clothes.
So I've got a bit of a miscellany here. Three completely different products with completely different reasons for making them. Uh, let's have a look at this one here. What's
hmm
that?
It's a lovely piece of black and white tape.
Yeah, kind of. It's a decal.
Oh, we
It's
call it a decal.
Do you? Okay, I was wondering that actually how you pronounce it. A decal.
Yeah.
I was thinking is it decals and or decal or
Let's put a vote to it. I'll put
yeah.
some voting equipment
A
into this
decal.
thread. We'll find
That
out.
sounds better. I like it. So this goes on the uprights on the doors of Arnage and Silver Seraph, all of the four-door cars of that era. And basically, it goes on the stainless steel door trim. It's something that's used commonly on cars now. It's a special type of 3M material. The hardest thing about this, basically, it's easy to make. You just draw it up on a CAD model. Then it can be you can then cut it either with a laser or or make a cutting tool. The challenge is getting the right material. This is a particular style of material which is used on cars, manufactured only by 3M. The original material that was being used when they were made, when they were used by Bentley, is completely unavailable. So we had to hunt high and low to get the equivalent material. So there's a particular, so there's a certain thickness so that it folds correctly. There's a
hmm
certain adhesive which is important so that it stays on, and also there's a texture and a light reflection for this particular material, which means it looks correct. So we spent, I did none of this. My colleague Mo did all the work, but eventually we found it. We bought a roll of the material, and it's now available because all of these cars, these do eventually come off.
Okay.
I needed them for my car when it had an accident, when a guy drove into me, someone with dubious vision, I think.
Is it your
Uh,
wife?
but it was it wasn't. It was someone in another car, and yeah,
So it looks cheap, but it isn't, right? It's
it's
hard to make. It's not.
the material is it's not a. I mean, they come in a set of four. Then you're not talking a lot of money by Rolls-Royce and Bentley standards.
Mhm.
The challenge, where the money comes in, is the amount of material you have to buy. So we've probably bought enough material to keep to supply these for 100 years or more, which yeah, that's always the challenge with manufacture. You don't get to choose minimum order quantities. The supplier tells you, well, if you want this, you're going to order that much, and have a nice
Yeah.
day. So, but that's
Probably
again.
why Bentley stopped supplying it, right?
Well, I think that they struggled to get the original. They couldn't find, as far as I'm aware, and I'm guessing here, I think they couldn't get the equivalent material. It took us a lot of time. It's for the Arnage and Seraph range. They're not really focusing on these cars anymore. It's Volkswagen platform, and it's not something that's used on the later GTs. So I think they just gave up on it and left it to us to deal with.
Which we were happy to.
That's our job. It's what makes us
We
what we
have one of those cars. It's a
are.
test car. That's available now too. Everything here is available now.
Everything's available now. None of it is available from Bentley anymore. So as far as I'm aware, everything you're seeing here, we are the only game in town on these now. But we distribute them everywhere, so you can buy them from the competition if you must.
But buy via reseller. Don't pay import taxes if you don't need to.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
What's
So
next
what
on
about
this
this one
thing?
here? So this is uh, I don't know whether anyone recognizes what that is,
Well,
but
I certainly don't.
that is a vacuum valve which is used on the fast idle for early Silver Shadow and T1 models. It's fitted next to the B-Bank carburetor. And again, I had a customer ask me about these. The problem, inside here, there's a diaphragm. And there's a solenoid which allows air to flow, which pulls this diaphragm. There's a spring inside, and that allows air to pass or to be shut off from this tube here. Problem is, what happens to a 50-year-old diaphragm?
Mhm.
Let me just see if I can get it next. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's really brittle. It's basically gone. That's what happens. It's 50-year-old rubber, and no one makes them except now. So here's the new diaphragm, lovely and soft and brand new. I can guarantee that very, very few of those fast idle valves will be working properly. So what they
Okay.
do is on the first of the Silver Shadows, when it had air conditioning, once you switched your air conditioning on, it triggered a solenoid that allowed air to flow, which then, and this has a little plunger that comes out, which engages with the B bank throttle lever, and that increases the idle of the car to allow for the fact that the car is now using the fridge compressor. So it
Okay.
just increases the revs, and it's doing it via a vacuum. Without this, when that splits or breaks, you lose the vacuum, and your idle doesn't increase in,
Okay.
when your refrigeration's on.
So
It's
what
also
would you be
used on.
seeing if that had gone?
Well,
What's the kind
you just instead of you would find that your car was actually struggling because it wasn't the engine's not revving fast enough to drive the air conditioning compressor
Okay.
as well. So it's something that we can guarantee is going to be on all those early cars with air conditioning. Also on the slightly later cars it was also used. In connection with the hot idle valve. Those cars are where this is fitted. And again, if you go to the website, you'll put the part number up
I'll put the links
and
in.
show the links, but you can see which cars it applies to. But I can
Okay.
guarantee any of those cars will need that.
Is that something that's easy enough to access yourself to check what the condition of yours is in?
No, you need it. This needs to be
Specialist.
replaced by a proper technician. There's actually the piston in here is machined to very, very tight tolerances, so it isn't something to be done. It's not a DIY job. This
Okay. I shouldn't attempt it.
I shouldn't attempt it either. So yeah.
Want to take a break or should we keep moving on?
Well, no, let's crack on because we've just got these two little babies here, and I don't even know how interested people will be with these, but these I've had my eye on these for a while.
Mhm.
This is a little park brake. It's on the parking mechanism for the wiper motor. So you've
Okay.
got a gear, and there's quite a complicated mechanism that's there, which prevents the gear, which causes the gear to cycle. The wiper motor to cycle. So the wipers go this way. They don't want to try and go round and
Right.
round and
Okay.
round. Both of these you can see. I don't know. You can see there's
I
little
can't see, but
tags.
we're going to have to add a little image. But
But
yeah.
there we go. You can
Oh,
see
there we
that
go.
little tag there
Yes.
and there.
Got
They
it.
break off. So this
Okay.
isn't actually just exclusive to Rolls-Royce and Bentley, it's on Jaguars as well. But I was asked to make these because I had customers who had perfectly operational wiper motors, nothing wrong with them electrically, gears all fine. That little tag fatigues, snaps off, not available. You've got to go and buy a whole wiper motor. And also, the other reason that we have them made is when we have wiper motors repaired, our technician needs these as well. So it's one of these things where there's a couple of reasons for making those. Not horribly expensive to make, just a laser cut and a fold, but nice little things to have on the shelf. Each of these there's two types of this. One of them has the eccentric hole. It's not eccentric, elongate. It's the oval hole. It's an ovoid hole, I think,
Okay.
which is the other direction. This is this can be either way around.
Just throw it
Um,
away.
the, the tag can be around the other side for later models. So we've done all of those, but it's one of those nice little jobs that you like to bring out because it enables people to do a fairly simple repair to a wiper motor that is otherwise serviceable. And we
Makes
also
sense.
need them. We also need them when we're rebuilding our wiper motors, so we don't send them out with tags that are at risk of fatiguing and breaking. So
Okay.
obviously, we like to
And
replace those at the same time.
again, not available from Bentley.
Not available from Lucas,
Oh,
to be
wow.
more so because it is a Lucas motor, and Rolls-Royce and Bentley just bought them from from Lucas, or Rolls-Royce did, because Bentley Motors was owned by Rolls-Royce at the time. So another little thing, certainly the sort of thing that experienced mechanics would be able to change.
Thank you, Johnny.